Hello, welcome to Good Evening KU. I'm Jolie.
And I'm Morgan.
So how was your Easter weekend?
It was pretty good. I got to see my mom on Saturday, and then Sunday I worked, so I didn't get to spend Easter with my family, but it was okay. How was yours?
I felt like it was chaotic. My first Easter with my boyfriend, so kind of balancing out all the family activities. A lot of his family's from out of town, so balanced back and forth between going to his house and my house. I think on Sunday, I started at my house, and then went to his house, and then we came back, saw my grandma's because they're fully vaccinated. I hadn't seen them in a year. And then went back to his house. So it was a little crazy, but yeah. And speaking of crazy, another thing that's been crazy going on this weekend has been the basketball tournament that ended last night. Did you get a chance to watch any games?
I thought Gonzaga was going to win. And so that was so exciting to see. I have loved watching all of the games, and my roommates and I competing with our brackets. It's been so fun and crazy, and I think that it's just I don't know, really fun to partake in. I don't know, I kind of went into the game whoever wins, you know, and Baylor winning I guess might be good for us because some of their players might go to the NBA, but I was kind of wanting Gonzaga because I didn't exactly want somebody else in the Big 12 to win if it wasn't us, but that's good for them, and I think it'll be good for us in the long run. And hey, you know, KU beat Baylor this year, so maybe we technically won. So Morgan and I we're in a photo class that we get to use a 4x5 film camera that was made in the 1800s, and we just had our first project. It was a lot. It was fun. Yep. First and second project. Very nerve-wracking, to say the least. Because I don't know for you, but for me, I had to reshoot 2 or 3 times. Something would go wrong, and it was just so tough, but so rewarding at the same time.
Yes.
Because these photographs look beautiful, and this one's yours, right?
Yeah, this is my backyard. We had our first project was with lighting, and our second one was with landscapes.
Yeah, this one's beautiful.
Thank you. When I was home, I went out to Heritage Park in Olathe, took some pictures there, and then took some pictures at home, took some pictures. This one's yours around campus?
Potter's Lake. Yeah, we had to go around campus and go around different places to shoot these landscapes, which was pretty fun. It's also interesting. I don't know if you experienced this, but a lot of people were staring.
Yes. I was taking a picture down at the end of my driveway, and I had some guy pull up into my driveway and was like, "What camera is that?" And I'm like, please get off my driveway. But it's always nice to talk to people, but sometimes people can definitely overstep when they're curious about things. So we are going to go to break, and when we come back, we have a special guest that is also in the photography program.
Welcome back, I'm Grace, and today we have a special guest, Lauren Johnson. So Lauren is a sophomore here at KU, and she is also a major in journalism and a minor in photography. So how did you get started in photography, and what do you do with that?
Well, thank you for having me. I actually got started in photography in high school, and I did senior pictures and family portraits, things like that, and I actually use it now in different business things that I do. So yeah, that's kind of how I incorporate it.
Yeah, so I know you mentioned different businesses. I've heard about your charcuterie board business, and I sensed creativity. So how do you get started with that?
Well, I think that kind of goes hand in hand. I started doing charcuterie because I kind of made these platters and things for family events, and then I would start doing them for things that my parents would have with their friends over, and their friends would ask about it, and kind of so on. It would just keep going down the line. So turns out people wanted to buy them, so I started kind of doing it as a side hustle. So yeah.
So what kind of boards do you offer? Is there a bunch of different services, or is it?
Yeah, I would say the main one that people buy is just an actual board. So I kind of size it based off of how many people they're going to have, or I offer individual boxes, which is kind of COVID friendly if people are trying to be sanitary for big events. And I also do big table spreads, so I've done some for like graduation parties and things like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you can find you on Instagram, right, at bites.bylauren.
Yes.
So thank you so much for having us, or for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be back with the news update with Lily.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Make someone's day. Pay it forward.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant, rising. On this summit, callings converge, voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good, for greatness. Can you hear it?
Welcome back. I'm Lily, and this is your Tuesday Good Evening KU News Update. A former Navy medic shot and injured 2 people at the business in Frederick, Maryland this morning before driving to a nearby military base. The 38-year-old suspected gunman was then fatally shot at Fort Detrick by military personnel. Police confirmed that there was only one assailant and the public is no longer at risk. Douglas County has the highest rate of people vaccinated against the COVID-19 in Kansas. According to the Kansas Department of Health and Environment, 438 out of 1,000 people have received at least 1 dose of COVID-19 vaccine. Director of Lawrence Douglas County Public Health, Dan Hartridge, said the county's high vaccination rate is an example of the way Douglas County has been leading the fight against COVID-19. Coors Field in Denver is expected to be announced as the new host of this year's All-Star Game, according to multiple news outlets. This comes after the league decided to move the game and draft from Atlanta in response to Georgia's recently passed laws that place new restrictions on voting. Baylor University won their first national title over Gonzaga in 2021 NCAA tournament at Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis Monday night. The Bears broke out to a 13-1 lead en route to an 86-70 victory, ending the Bulldogs' perfect season. KU has named Travis Goff as its new athletic director. Chancellor Douglas Girard announced on Monday afternoon that the 2002 graduate of the University of Kansas and a native of Dodge City will become the 5th athletic director hired by Kansas since the late Bob Frederick retired in 2001. Goff was a journalism major from 1998 to 2002. The Kansas women's rowing team placed in the top 5 last weekend at the Sunshine State Invite in Sarasota, Florida. Head coach Carrie Cook-Callan is grateful for the opportunity to race during the ongoing pandemic and hopes to make something off the opportunity. The Jayhawks will take on the Iowa Hawkeyes on April 24th in Iowa. And that will wrap it up for today's news update. After the break, Halen will be here with the weather.
For students searching for a way to stay active in an outdoorsy way, the City of Lawrence has bike trails running in every direction, and with the new bike share program, we can stay in shape as we tour the sights of our beautiful city. Clinton Lake is only a short 30-minute bike ride away from Daisy Hill and has the most incredible sunset location in all of Lawrence. Walking campus may give you the KU calves, but biking can give you the KU thighs. Bike Lawrence today.
Good evening, Jayhawks. My name is Halen Woolhigh here with your Tuesday evening weather forecast. taking a look outside right now, conditions are we're pretty comfortable right now. Lawrence, we're at 72, Leavenworth at 76, and Kansas City 77. It is really, really nice outside, although we do have a little bit of cloud coverage as we are actually seeing a little bit of a drizzle. We did get a few sprinkles here on KU campus, but for right now these are starting to dissipate a little bit, but this is not the only instance we're going to be seeing rain, but because once we go into tonight we're going to see some storms. But right now here in Lawrence we're at 72 degrees, it's breezy and mostly cloudy, and winds from the south at 15 to 20 miles per hour. So not that bad, honestly. And we're going to be staying pretty mild and pretty okay till right around 9 o'clock, where we might see a few pop-up storms in our area, but after that, around 11 o'clock, we'll be back to being cloudy. But then as we get into later in the late hours, more towards early Wednesday morning, like around 2 to 3 in the morning, we are going to be seeing some heavy thunderstorms, and we're going to be bottoming out to about 57 degrees, and winds still pretty breezy and gusts up to 35 miles per hour. But these storms are going to be moving into our area, and we are currently under a slight risk for severe weather, which could mean we could be seeing some damaging wind and some hail. But as you can see, that this line of storms starts to move in through the area right around 3 or 4 on Wednesday morning, and it just kind of sticks around for the rest of Wednesday afternoon and even to the evening. So Wednesday is probably going to see another rainy day. But as I mentioned before, the risk we're going to be seeing is possibly large hail and damaging winds with some of these thunderstorms moving into our area tonight. But for tomorrow, again, we'll be at 64 degrees, and the rain showers are still sticking around, and winds from the south at 15 to 20 miles per hour. So definitely hold on to an umbrella for tomorrow, and probably also for Thursday as well, as we might still have a little bit of leftover rain showers for Wednesday. But as we get into the weekend, things are going to get just beautiful again. We'll be 71 degrees for Friday, 66 on Saturday. We are going to see a little bit of rain showers on Friday night, which will drop us down a little bit, but we're going to be just beautiful as we get into next week, and our next chance of possibly some storms will move in for Tuesday. But other than that, it is going to be a pretty nice weekend or week to start for April. But that is all I have for this week's weather forecast. Thank you for tuning in to Good Evening KU tonight. We will be back next week. Have a good evening and stay safe, Jayhawks.